What is up, guys? We have our P6 top guide coming up. This is let me just fucking redo that. Of course it's coming up. They clicked on the video because they want to watch it. We got our P6 top guide for LPDU. All right, this is the last phase for top. This is the full selection. Make sure you guys check out the description down below. We have our top guides playlist for all the previous phases if you guys want to check those out. But yeah, just remember that this is Europe. Okay, this is European data center strats, okay, for light and chaos, of course, since you can travel. And remember, there is going to be chaos and light. They're going to be the same PF now. Yeah, finally, it is happening. So, yeah, let's get to it, guys. Let's lock in. Cue the intro. Ikuzo! Tachibo kimaira. Alright guys, here we go. Start of P6. I'll show you guys how it goes. The group is already knocked back to the south from phase 5, so we're going to start walking up, and we're going to instantly use our burst windows right here. As you can see, the main tank goes straight through the boss and positions himself inside the hitbox. And we have, on the right side here, you can see there's an off tank who will be positioning max melee outside the boss hitbox. Because there's going to be tank autos. There's going to be 2 tank autos. One that's landing on the main tank and one that's landing on the off tank. So it's very important that the off tank is outside the boss hitbox because there's an auto attack specifically for that. So here it goes. Cosmo memory is cast. You're going to use tank LB right at the start here. Okay. Make sure you don't use the tank LB too late into the cast bar, because if you do that, guess what? You're dead, and that's going to be pretty bad. So make sure you pop your tank LB somewhere halfway through the cast bar, as long as it's not towards the end, because there has actually been a scenario where the tank LB does not go off and people die. So make sure you are aware of this. Okay, so here we go. Cosmo memory goes off, tank LB's that. Okay. And here comes the autos. I'll show you. See that? This circle you see right here on both the main tank and the off tank, these are the tank autos. Okay? It goes on the warrior and it's going on the Dark Knight here. And it's going to go off twice. So 1, 2, and then Cosmo arrow starts. Here, I'm going to show you guys the pattern, exactly how to dodge this. Okay? We'll show first the one where it's inner, and we'll show the afterwards the one that's outer. First, we're going to explain kind of the idea behind this. For the very first part, you're all gonna stack towards 2 marker, okay? So you're gonna stack towards 2 marker as a whole team, right? And this is gonna be what we would call a 2-2 dodge. What this basically means is you would walk inside here for this dodge, okay? I will just play it and show you, okay? You're gonna walk into it, and you're gonna count 2 AoEs that are gonna go off here, okay? So here we go. We got 1, 2. Once you see that 2 go off, you're gonna walk back towards the 2 marker side, okay? And then you're gonna count another 2. 1, 2. And now you go towards the cardinal positions, okay? You can either go south or east, in this example anyway. Okay, so now we go here. I like to stand around the line hitbox when I move here, because there is going to be one appearing right here. And as you can see, boom, it's going to appear right here. So make sure that when you dodge to the right, you're not going to be dodging too much in. You're going to be like, safe bet is stand on the line hitbox. You are guaranteed to be 100% safe, okay? So once that dodge happens right here, when this line AoE happens, we're going to dodge into it, just like so. Because the one is going to appear here. So make sure you're no longer at the line hitbox. You like really go in, okay? After that, we're going to position towards the 2 marker as a party and take a dive that's going to happen on all of us here. Now I'm going to be showcasing the out pattern, and then we're going to talk about the tank movement, because the tanks are not in the stack. The tanks are doing their own thing. We'll get to that afterwards, okay? Now we're going to talk about the out pattern. Now I'm going to be showcasing the out pattern. So exactly as you just saw. But what's important is to recognize an out pattern, the outer lines will actually show up first. So in this example, okay, this showed first and then the middle showed second, meaning that it's an out pattern. So as you can see here, this pattern, the out goes off first. So we're gonna go outwards. You can max melee this right here. This is max meleable. You see this marker here? You can use this marker as a reference, but you can kind of stay on the corner of that. So we're gonna count 2, all right? This is a 2-1 dodge. So we're gonna count 1, 2, walk in, just like so. See, I'm around the marker. 1, and then dodge to the cardinal. And you see this one here again? We dodge into it. Just like the in pattern, we dodged into it. Position like so, and voila. Okay, that's how you do that. That's the dodges. Now I'm going to talk about what the tanks do in this case. I'm going to show the croissant. So now I'm going to showcase what the tanks are doing here, just to kind of line it down for you guys. Okay, so if you are the tanks, okay, there's a simple way I can explain this. The party is positioning at 2 marker, right? So we look at the party. We're going to treat the party as south if you're the tank, okay? So if you're off tank, you go northeast. If you are main tank, you go northwest. This is if 2 marker is considered south, where the party is, okay? So we position like so. Here's the exact position. You can see right here, Arabi is lining up towards 1 marker, the main tank is lining up towards 4 marker, and we're gonna count the inner rings like this, okay? 1, 2, on the golden line. Okay, so once again, 1, 2, on the golden line. And you're gonna stand there, just like so, and pop your mitigations. And they both will be receiving the tank buster, just like so. Right after that, immediately as the off tank, position yourself outside the boss hitbox, since you're gonna be receiving those autos again. The party is gonna be positioning south of the boss inside the hitbox, just like that. Okay, 2 tanks autos are gonna go off, just like so, and then unlimited wave cannon will be cast. I'm gonna explain this next mechanic. So here's the unlimited wave cannon cast. Both the tank idle autos have already won off at this point, so you are actually free to walk outside the hitbox now to get a much better image of the entire arena, since this is going to be pretty important, right? So what's going to happen here is exajoules are going to be showing up, and they're going to be showing up like this. There are arrows, and they're going to keep going down the arena in that straight line, but there's going to be multiple of them. So to identify which side is safe, it's going to be the side of where the first one spawned, either left or right of it, depending where the second exa shows up. So in this example, we're going to walk towards 3 marker, since the second arrow showed up here. So, okay, once again, we're just clarifying this right here. We look for the exajoule. You are free to walk outside the hitbox during this cast because there's no more tank autos happening, so you will not suffer the tank auto from the off tank. So I looked at D marker. Left of D marker is 3 marker because 4 marker has an arrow. So we position ourselves all in the center, right in the center, and there's going to be poop AoEs, okay? You're going to be pooping this AoE together as a team, okay? You can't have stragglers. So we group up and we poop together. There's 2, there's 3. Okay, once you get to this point, you're gonna go towards the side of where the first exajoule showed up. So in this case, it showed up here, so we're gonna run into it, okay? We run into it, okay? And right after all the poop AoEs go off, we're gonna go to our spread positions, okay? Just like so. As a melee M2, I am here on 2 marker, and don't worry, I will show all the positions. First, I'm just showing you the exact spread positions. There's going to be the boss is going to be shooting out these like laser stuff on 2 sets. It's going to happen once here, and another one here for the people that didn't receive it. Okay? Now, I do want to emphasize, this part's pretty important. If you are going on these spread positions, please do not be too far in. What ends up happening is you will actually get clipped by someone else's line AoE, potentially. This could happen. Okay, this could happen. So make sure you're stood kind of like this. You're not too far in, but you're not too far out. Okay? So right here is good. After that, we're going to all position towards Charlie. The 2 tanks will be in front of us because this is like a wild charge. So 2 tanks will be up front. The party is going to be behind them. And make sure you use your mitigations because this is P6 is a heavy mitigation phase. So you really gotta be careful with this. Like, you need to get your mid spot on. Make sure you guys check out the mid sheet in the description below. These are the LPDU mitigations. So it's very important to keep track of the mitigations and how to use them here. So there you go. Now I'm going to be showcasing the raid plan to show all the exact spots for all the roles here. So here are positions for Wave Cannon 1. You can see these are the positions, and the stack marker will always happen at Charlie afterwards, okay? So once those line AoEs all go off, that's how it's going to happen. This is the Wave Cannon 1 positions. Wave Cannon 2 is going to come up later. Don't worry about it right now. But there is another Wave Cannon 2, which is going to be slightly different, okay? Slightly different. So let's get to the next mechanic. So here we go. Right after you take this Wave Cannon, and the tanks are wild charging it, the off tank will instantly walk outside the boss hitbox to get ready for the auto. So right here, main tank is here, off tank is here. It's auto time. 2 tank autos, then Cosmo arrow starts. So here your positions are going to be different. You're not all gonna stack on 2 marker. You're gonna stack in your spots accordingly. I'm gonna be showcasing those spots now. So here are the spots, your pairs. That's how it's gonna be right here. So keep in mind of what role you are and gather together like so. These dodges I will show later. There's an arrow being shown here. It will make sense when I show in the game POV what this dodge is. But this is actually very important, okay? This is very important. So let's get back to the in-game POV. So I am positioned here with the Sage as M2, Sage is Edge 2, and once again, we pay attention to the X lines here. We can see that in showed first, so it's going to be an in dodge. That's the best way to remember it. If it shows out first, it's an out dodge. So in this case, it's in. So we wait till it disappears. We go in and count 2. So 1, 2. Run back towards your spot. 1, 2. Right here. Right here is really important. We need to dodge to the cardinal position, but make sure that when we do that, we're not gonna be dodging in the wrong spot. So as a melee 2, I would dodge here. As an edge 2, for example, you would dodge south. So here's why. We're gonna go here. You see that line AoE? Boom! Line AoE shows up. That's why we can only have 2 people in each cardinal. That's why we need to do the exact dodges like this. That's why the Sage can never join me here. So, I position like so. 1 shows up. There is the the line AoE. We dodge into that, and I position for the Exa line AoE. You can see it's very big, by the way. Humongous. So we're gonna be kind of spread out. And as we do that, we're gonna then stack towards Charlie. Same thing as before. Tanks in front of us, parties behind. And voila, that's Wave Cannon 2. Now it makes sense why those arrows appear. So I'm gonna showcase it again real quick. So this is exactly how everyone is gonna dodge, okay? You can see the off tank, main tank dodging here, and the healers towards Charlie. So best way to remember is just think of it as the supports need to dodge towards north and south, and the DPS people need to dodge west and east, depending on your quadrant spot. So that's the easiest way to remember it. Just remember when you're spreading not to be too close to the other person to make sure that you're not going to kill them. So be careful and you're going to be just fine. There it is. All right, time to show you guys the next mechanic. After this wave cannon happened, the tank autos are going to happen again. So the off tank runs out, main tank stays in the hitbox. Here we go. Autos are going off. 1, 2. 2 autos off. Unlimited wave cannon shows up again. It's going to be done exactly the same way as before. We look for the arrow, we walk out, we spot it, and then we know that this one appeared right here. So it appeared on Charlie. So now we're going to run towards Beta. So we position ourselves all dead center. We're going to be pooping together. 6 AoEs. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to dodge into this. 4, 5, 6. Cosmo dive. Right here, melee LB3 will be cast. Okay? You can talk with your other melee on who's doing this first. But melee LB3 will be cast during the Cosmo dive after the 6 AoEs. Use this LB3 as fast as you possibly can. Now, you might end up in a situation where you do not get LB3. You might be asking, well, what now? There's no LB3. What do I do? Simple. You simply LB3 once it fills up, okay? But the second LB will not be cast. So I'm going to show you what I mean here. The melee is LBing, okay? After the melee LBs, the other melee now has to LB. The LB will charge up. And as the second melee, I'm going to position in the center. Towards the center somewhat. You can position center to be 100% safe, but the tank does need to make a little bit of room, but you generally can. As long as you're closer toward the center. If you LB all the way back here, you're not going to make it because the next part's really important. The next part is really important because there's going to be poop AoEs. You can see how tight it is. Look, I cast the LB, I quickly run to the center, boom. You see that? Just like that. You're all going to be pooping AoE. Everyone's going to poop it. And then you're going to have to run to your quadrant, your position. So my position would be here at 2 marker. Everyone's going to run into their spot, and then you're going to be using Caster LB, dead center of the boss hitbox. So let me show you through the raid plan here. So here are the Meteor spreads. Okay, here are the positions. The Fizz ranged will have to claim Alpha here, by the way. This is actually very important because the Fizz range is going to be using their LB3 to get the Meteor here and the Meteor here in a straight line. So that's why the main tank is on 4 marker. So keep this in mind, okay? And these are everyone's positions. You can see the main tank cooldown is used on the Fizz range, and the off tank use it on Caster. You're gonna be using mitigation here on both of them. Just remember, main tank, Fizz range, off tank, Caster, okay? Keep in mind that as a caster, you really want to use this macro because it's going to be dead center of the boss hitbox and it will get rid of all the meteors surrounding the boss. You're going to basically delete all of them. And you don't have to be precise or aim it. So use this macro. You just have to target the main boss and then you press the limit break and then you're done. So that's it. Just copy this. I'm showing it on your screen for you guys. And yeah, this is only really gonna matter for Caster LB. So as you walk out here, I like to stand basically around this line of the hitbox. So I am in range of like every possible thing, like heals. Mitigations are very, very high range, but I wanna be in range of heals and everything, and I just wanna be close to people in case they mitigate me. You can see right here, you see these Cosmo comets. They spawn here, and this Caster LB is essentially going to one-shot them, and those meteors, they're going to be damaged, but they're not going to instantly die. You can see the Cosmo meteor right here. Look at his health. After the Caster LB goes off, he goes boom, and you can see the meteor is left slightly below half HP. This is where the physical range DPS will be using their LB from Alpha marker. Okay, There's going to be 3 flares happening also during this. 3 random people are going to get this flares. So keep this in mind, okay? These flares all need to be positioned west, east, and either north or south. So in this example, the Fizz range is in the middle of casting their LB, meaning it is impossible for them to move. So every player needs to pay attention to this, recognize that it's a Fizz range who has flare, and everyone else is going to position south in this example. We're going to position towards Charlie. So you can see here, people are positioning west, east, and north. We will be all here DPSing the boss, and the flares go off. Now I'm going to show a different pattern here where the Fizz range isn't the one selected. You're all going to go to alpha, but I'm going to show it either way just so it's very crystal clear. I do want to emphasize that the reason we spread out like this is because they're going to be falling AoEs on top of players and you do not want to be stacked together. So that's why we run, each of us run to our positions, okay? See that? Right there. It just fell on me, and so we don't want to be next to other players during that. The Sage, in this case, the shield healer, the barrier healer, would actually run towards the center and drop their AoE here, and they want to be in the center because they can much easily shield everybody and heal everybody. So as you can see, they position center for this entire duration. They dodge towards beta marker to avoid the massive poop AoEs that happened earlier, but after that, they're gonna run back straight towards the center. And as you can see, they are just chilling right there. And then you have to do this mechanic afterwards. I do want to also emphasize that when the healer goes towards the center here, you definitely want to wait for all the AoEs to go off. So you can see here, that AoE goes off right there, and then another set goes off right there. So remember, it's gonna go off 4 AoEs, and then another 4 AoEs. It's 2 sets, okay? So keep this in mind. We're gonna showcase the example here where Fizz ranged does not have the flare. So the whole group would be positioning north together, since Fizz range does not have flare. But we're also running into an interesting situation here where we have 2 flares that are close to each other, and as you know, we need to position them in cardinals, west, east, and south. These are where the flares need to go. So in this example, the idea is to create room for the others, okay? We create room for the others. So we're gonna rotate counterclockwise so people can move over and go to their positions. So as you can see here, Ravi moves over counterclockwise to beta. That other person goes towards south, making room for the western flare over there. Just like so. But once again, I'll show it. You can see. The white mage in this case has that flare. They went towards south, and that other person claimed west, Aravi claimed east. And you can see the whole group is north here. And we're gonna basically max melee. If you're melee, max melee. It's just like slightly behind the marker. Get the flares out, and then you're gonna move towards the boss. And now, you're near the finish. You are near the end. There's not much more left here. So we're gonna explain it here. The first thing is, magic number will be cast. This is where you're gonna pop your tank LB, and remember, it's really important, do not pop the tank LB late, okay? Pop it when the cast bar is there. Okay, it's very important. Do not be late on that. So, tank LB is gonna be cast, and then a heal LB is gonna be cast after that. Just like so. And then once again, tank LB will be cast because of magic number. And the other healer is going to be using their heal LB. Just like so. And finally, it's going to be the Enrage cast. This Enrage cast will be a melee LB. So the very last melee LB will be used here. And here, all you're going to do is try to burst it down as fast as possible. Because there's going to be a burst window here. If you're playing this fight in Evercold, there's no burst window ever. There's no 1/22 even window. So you're just gonna kill the boss. Yeah, You're just gonna kill the boss, and there you go. That is the entirety of phase 6, and then you get the clear. Wow. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy? That's it. Congrats in advance if you have cleared top. That is pretty much all the mechanics. We have completed our top phase guide from phase 1 all the way to phase 6. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this journey from beginning to end. If you guys want to check out the previous ultimates, if you want to play the previous ultimates, we have a guide for T, and we have a guide for DSR, and now we have top. The next one will potentially be DMU. I actually want it to be DMU. So that pretty much highlights that. Wow. Thank you guys so much for supporting this. I really do enjoy making these guides for you guys. I like to get it down through in-game POV, step by step, spot by spot. And yeah, it's always like a awesome thing to just always revisit these and do them. And I'm glad that a lot of you guys find them helpful. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I'll catch you for the next ultimate guide. DMU, or is it UMAD now? What are we calling it, YouTube? What are we calling it? Hey, we'll see what it ends up called, what it ends up being called. Okay? But thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.